Oh snap. Let's do it. Yo guys, what's going on? It's Neil here coming at you with some jersey news and some team news from the Ottawa Senators. Every time a team releases a jersey, you know I have to talk about it if you're familiar with the channel. If you're not, would love it if you could hit the subscribe button down below. But the Ottawa Senators have come out with two new jerseys, a home jersey and an away jersey. Totally new. Well, not exactly. Technically they are new because they are Adidas, but technically they aren't because these are just rehashed versions of previous jerseys for the most part. I'll go through some of the changes between the original and the current one. We're going to take a look at some pictures, and I'll give my thoughts. And then later on, I'm going to talk a little bit about Matt Murray and the Ottawa Senators. I could have split this up into two videos, but it's all Ottawa Senators news, so I thought I'd put it all in one video. All right, let's take a look at the first image. So we have two versions here, the home and away. Initial impressions are... I'm wondering if I like it more than this one, because this is the current one, which I actually do like. But the Ottawa Senators have been considering a rebrand for multiple years. And I will say before I get into any of these jerseys, this kind of feels like a missed opportunity. Because while retro is in style now, most teams are going back to retro jerseys, and that's fine, Ottawa has a lot of potential for a rebrand. The city itself, what it represents, the fact that it's a Canadian city, they can, I know it's hard to implement the Maple Leaf because of the Toronto Maple Leafs, but I've seen variations of logo concepts and stuff that do kind of incorporate a bit of a Maple Leaf, mostly a shoulder patch logo. But I just felt like there was a lot of potential there. And taking a step back to a previous logo, which is basically the same, and a previous jersey, which is almost identical, is maybe not a mistake, but just an odd decision, I'd say. So the jersey itself, the black one is pretty much identical to the original. The striping along the bottom is a little bit different. I believe the numbers are slightly different as well. The neck is a little bit more red here because it has to hold that patch, or the NHL logo, whatever, right there. The white one is the biggest change. I believe the bottom of the arms on the white one and the original one were black. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this one, you just have the stripe that holds the numbers, and then the rest is white. My biggest gripe with these is the thickness of the red stripe along the bottom of the jersey. It kind of makes it look like a belly top a little bit. So I think if that was a little bit thinner, maybe to match the thickness of the stripe on the arms, the red one, I would like it a lot more. That would also mimic the striping on the collar as well. It feels a little bit unbalanced having this wide of a stripe on the arm, this wide of a stripe on the neck, and then this wide of a stripe along the bottom. So minor critique. I'm being very nitpicky here. I think I prefer... I've been leaning in the direction of white jerseys recently as my favorite, but I actually think I prefer the dark version here more. Let's move on to the next image. So just another image. Don't think there's much detail that I missed from the last one. Now the logo itself, it's fine. Listen, it's fine. It's not the best logo. I like the classicness of it. It is nostalgic, but I am in hopes that they will come out with an alternate or a third jersey in the near future and maybe come up with something that's a little bit new or inventive. I want to see some innovation from the team. I want to see them come out with something that's a little bit more modern. So they have the retro style, they have the nostalgic jerseys, which are great, but then they have that alternate, which is looking forward to the future, maybe experimenting with a couple of things design-wise. I think that would be really cool. And I hope that more teams take that approach as well. I would like to see some teams kind of go back, but still maintain kind of a modern look in the third jersey. The next image is a close-up of the back. So the red stroke around the numbers I think is fantastic. That on black looks amazing. Very easy to see. Some jerseys, numbers on the back are a little bit hard to see. It can't get any easier than this. Like this is tremendous. The next image, which is the white version, I think maybe even looks a little bit better. It does remind me of a Chicago jersey, just from behind, like the white Chicago jersey. I think it's the way that the numbers are done and colorized, but I do like it a lot. The next image is just close up of the arm. I think that looks fantastic. I really, really like the numbers, the way they're done on that black stripe, but kind of coming out of the black stripe onto the red as well. That's a nice touch. I really like that. There it is on the black version, and then the shoulder patch. So I saw a couple people complaining about the shoulder patch on Twitter. I really like the shoulder patch. The nice little subtle touch of the year in Roman numerals down below. Just something subtle that really doesn't change anything. You can barely see it. I mean, you have to be really close to even see it in general. But just little decisions like that, I think, make it kind of special. So I am in favor of this shoulder patch. I quite like it. So that's all the images. I think overall, I would rate this move a 5. It is just average. There's nothing special going on. I'm not excited about it. I really have no intentions of buying either jersey probably. If I do, it'll likely be the black one, but that is going to be very far down the road. There are many jerseys that I want before either of those jerseys. So a 5 out of 10 is I think what I'm going to give it. Now the jerseys itself, if I remove everything else, ignore what they had before, ignore everything else, and just look at the jerseys, I'd probably give them a 6. I still think they're a little boring. It's nice to be classic and nostalgic and retro and stuff, but I just think they're a little bit boring. I definitely like other Ottawa Senators jersey designs that they used previously in years. But anyways, let me know what you think down below about this move. Now, on to the Matt Murray situation. He was traded to the Ottawa Senators, and I will just give you the actual statistics here. So his signing rights were traded to the Ottawa Senators from the Pittsburgh Penguins, obviously, in exchange for Nathan Gruden. I'm actually not familiar with that player. I apologize on the pronunciation. And a 2020 second round pick from the Columbus Blue Jackets, or which was the Columbus Blue Jackets pick, or which came from the Columbus Blue Jackets, sorry. And that was Joel Blomqvist, who is Finnish. So it's actually Joel, I believe. I'm not familiar with that draft candidate or draft player. So I have really nothing to say there in the return to Pittsburgh, but he was leaving Pittsburgh regardless. So I think it's just time for a change for Matt Murray. He was getting paid, I believe, $3.75 million, and this is his opportunity to get paid a little bit. He's got 2 Stanley Cups under his belt. He's only 26, I believe. Pretty sure he's 26. So I actually think he cares less about the money and more about the term. I believe he wants to maybe set his roots down, and Ottawa's been through a lot in the past couple of years, but what better place to set your roots in than now in Ottawa when you have so much young talent coming in, so many amazing draft picks coming up. Obviously, ownership is a concern because Melnyk has a reputation, I guess, so that's definitely a concern, but that may be resolved well before Matt Murray's contract runs out, his eventual contract. Like, hypothetically, he signs a 7-8 year contract or whatever it is. In 7 years, Eugene Melnyk may not even own the team, so that might not even be a concern. But anyway, I actually do think that Matt Murray will work in pretty well with Ottawa. He brings a lot of experience, specifically playoff experience. Now, he is an inconsistent goaltender, and it's sad to see Anderson go because of the connection that Anderson had with the city. But I really do believe that Matt Murray will fit in pretty well in Ottawa. Like I said, he's only 26. He's got most of his career ahead of him. Lots of promise for the team. Ottawa Senators is going to be a good team, and between 3 and 6 years, they should be extremely competitive, and they're only going to make additional moves as well. They've got a ton of cap space. They are not going to be a contender in the next 2 years for sure. If they do, it'll be a surprise. We said the same thing about Montreal, and look what happened this year. They kind of surprised us a little bit, so you never know. But I really do believe that this is a pretty good fit for Matt Murray. As I'm filming this, no contract has been ironed out, so I have no idea what he'll be paid, the term, but I suspect he wants term versus money. He's still going to want to get paid a little bit, but he knows that he has struggled, and he's not going to be sitting on a $10 million a year salary. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. If it does, I will eat this hat. So Good move for Ottawa, I think. Lots of potential there, but maybe just a pinch of concern. Just a pinch of concern. But yeah, questionable jersey choices, questionable branding choices. But I like the trade. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I will be discussing more hockey news as it comes out. I mean, there are probably 20 other videos that I could do on signings and other trades that have gone on, and the draft and all this other stuff. But I will wait until maybe this weekend, until we have some bigger news, and I will totally recap all the news that have happened in the past couple of days, minus what I'm talking about right now. So I'd love it if you could hit the subscribe button down below. Join me for some of that news, some of the conversation. And speaking of conversation, I would love to hear some of your conversation in your comments down below. What do you think of the jerseys? What do you think of the logo? And what do you think of Matt Murray in Ottawa? Are these good moves? Or is this a missed opportunity? Let me know. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button as well, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Adios.